also the sign of health of, our church continuing to do the work of the church.
Yes.
And how our homeless friends have been continued to be taken care of, and how these families in our community who needed help with groceries and with bills.
50 families have gotten the opportunity to, in one way or another, know that the Lord has not forgotten them. And sometimes we think these things are about like the amount that you're gonna give, but it's like the Holy Spirit multiplies our love. I really believe that the Holy Spirit multiplies our love. So our responsibility is to show up. Our responsibility is to ask ourselves, well, what do I have? And then that which I do have, I give to you. You know. So it's just been awesome to like see all of that.
My favorite story, I think, that has emerged from the past few weeks was the letter that you got from our guy Jay. And I thought that just captured a lot of what our ministry is about, should be about, and who it's about. And I didn't know if you wanted to recap that for like our online audience, but I think when God says, look, I want you to form a church in this community, and I want you to include those who are typically marginalized. One of the big issues in our community is incarceration, right? And those who have been incarcerated and the families who have been impacted by incarceration, right? And those are usually neglected, and I think one of the things that Jay was able to articulate was how, or you specifically, but our church in general, has been able to advocate for him and put him in a position where he can get resources and help along the way.
Yeah, so like when you talk about incarceration, like it's very interesting. There's almost even these layers. Like, so for instance, one layer that John is affected by is like this layer of homelessness and incarceration.
Yeah.
Because when you're homeless and incarcerated, like, who knows that you've been picked up?
No, we didn't.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to know that you've been picked up. The only way we had a chance to be able to even pay attention at all that Jay wasn't there is because we have created this network of like partners in the streets that that Sarah holds. So it's like we have these like loose partnerships between people that are on the streets and people that are housed.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. It's not perfect, but it was able to allow us to say, we haven't heard from Jay, so whose partner is Jay, right? So I am Jay's partner. So I was able to kind of start to trace through where he might be, and then finding out that he was locked up and all this stuff, all the way to connecting with his attorney, who then said we're looking for letters, and I was able to write a letter to him pastorally on behalf of our church, a letter that influenced the judge's decision to not throw him in prison, but to instead say to instead choose to put him in a rehab program. Yeah. That's massive,
right?
And it's a simple thing. And during COVID time, I've been having a hard time concentrating to write. It's just been, it's just hard to write.
COVID,
I can write on Facebook though, Zingers, which is not.
I've been prolific.
It's not pastoral, but winning at the wrong race. but yeah, it was just okay. So sit down, work through this letter, send it in, and then I got a letter back from him saying, first of all, thank you. Here's what's happened, and all of that. This is what we're called to be. These are the spaces that we are called and invited to be in.